Hi guys, it's Sandy. Welcome to my channel. I like to share healthy eating, healthy living tips, budgeting tips. It's just anything that keeps life simple. And today I'm going to share meal prep for lunches. I think lunch is one of those things that's really important to meal prep because you look in the refrigerator, you're hungry, and you grab something real quick or you go through the drive-through, but you don't really think about what you're eating. And if you have something ready, then you're going to eat healthier, you're going to feel better, and save money also. So these are really easy lunches to meal prep, and they taste really good too. If you can take just a second and hit that like button below and comment, I really appreciate it. It just helps YouTube to show my video to more people, and I really thank you for that. We are going to start with these veggie and meat wraps. They're so good. What you're going to need is some kind of tortilla shell, a crunchy veggie. I picked bell peppers. You're going to need some kind of hummus. This is just the kind that I picked. And you're going to need spinach or lettuce. I already cleaned this, and when I clean it, I always put some paper towels inside just to absorb the moisture. You're going to need some cheese, and I chose this uncured ham without all the nitrates and nitrites. You could get turkey if you want, and then you're going to need some lettuce. So first you're just going to start by slicing up your veggies. You could use cucumbers if you want, or celery, or anything crunchy that you want to put on this. And then just start putting hummus onto your tortilla shells. I chose 6 shells. That will make 12 whenever I cut them in half. If you don't need that many, then go less than this. And then I'm just putting the spinach right onto the hummus so that it sticks well, and then just layering the ham on next. Then I just take the slices of cheese, put them on. Then you're going to put your veggies on. This is super simple. All you're doing is layering everything on. And then the ones I did not put spinach on, I want to put lettuce on. I did run out of a few bell peppers, so I wanted to cut up another one, so I have plenty of crunchy veggies on these. And then just take the lettuce, the romaine lettuce is what I used, and put it on. After you're done with this, all you're going to do is roll them up. This is so simple to make. Just get everything in there, roll them up, and then just so they don't come apart, I took a little bit of hummus and I put right on the edge just so it's like a sticky right there, so it actually holds the tortilla shells together. And then you're just going to cut them in half, or you can just leave them whole if you want. But they're really pretty, they're crunchy, they're delicious. But listen, the vegetables, they do hold water, so it could make your tortilla shells soggy in the refrigerator. So put them in a Ziploc bag or a container, and then put some paper towels or wax paper between them so they don't get soggy. These are all good, but this one is my favorite, this Mexican chicken salad bowl. So just take my marinated chicken and I put it into a frying pan with some olive oil just to crisp it all up and cook it all the way through. And then I cut that into bite-sized pieces, and now I'm taking some spinach and cutting it up into bite-sized pieces also. I need to get some tomatoes. These are just some little grape tomatoes that I'm cutting up. They're the perfect bite size for this kind of salad. That's why I like to use them. Next, you're going to need some black beans. I like these organic black beans that I get at Aldi. Make sure and drain and rinse them really good to get any of the gases that are being held in beans out. And then I'm just getting out my containers. These are my meal prep containers that I use all the time. Dishwasher safe, microwave safe. I will put a link below because I literally use them all the time. I cut up a little bit more lettuce because I didn't have enough, I knew. So I put some romaine lettuce, cut it up and put in here. And I need some more even. And that's just the way it is. Whenever you're meal prepping like this, keep all your ingredients out so you can add a little more. It's really important to me to have all the greens in there. So I just wanted to cut up a little bit more of it. And then you just start assembling these together. So I put some of the lettuce and spinach in, and then I take that chicken that I already cut up that's already marinated and has a lot of flavor to it, and put it into the different bowls. And you can see, again, whenever you're meal prepping, you just kind of look at it as you go. So I put too many in some of them, and I just needed to kind of move things around a little bit to make it more even. Then I just put the tomatoes in, and then last is adding the black beans. So the beans and the chicken add protein to this meal. The beans also add fiber along with the other vegetables in here. When you have fat, fiber, and protein in anything that you eat, then it keeps you satiated. It makes you feel full for longer, so you don't have to eat as often. So this is what they look like. I'm going to add avocado. That's the fat that I talk about, and I'm talking about like healthy fats. It'll keep you feeling full. It's rare that I get a perfect one, and this one was absolutely perfect. I love when that happens when I open up an avocado. So I'm just going to scoop a fourth of this. You could use a fourth of an avocado. You could use a half of an avocado, whatever you want to use for this. Some people are afraid of fat, but good healthy fats are very good for us. And then for some crunch, I'm just taking these tortilla chips and just breaking them up on top. And I almost forgot, what's very important is cilantro. Fresh cilantro gives so much flavor to this meal. That's kind of the Mexican portion of it. So I put the cilantro in, and I'm just going to put a slice or a wedge of lime in every one of these. So right before you use it, then you can squeeze the lime on, and do not use your avocado until you're ready to actually eat it, or it'll get very soggy and turn brown. So this is what it looks like. It's delicious, and I can either add a ranch dressing, which I really like, a Caesar dressing, you could do olive oil, whatever you want on top of that salad. Now let's make these tuna patties. With these in the fridge, you have a healthy protein that you could eat on top of a salad. You could make it a sandwich. You could eat it by itself. There's just a lot of options. Now it calls for breadcrumbs, and I don't have any, so I'm just making my own by toasting some bread. And then once it's toasted, I just put it into the NutriBullet and grind it down until it turns into a breadcrumb. So that's an easy way to make breadcrumbs. For this recipe, you're going to need 2 eggs. That was a hard egg to get open. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Fresh lemon juice is always going to be best, but I didn't have any, so I'm using this concentrated kind, which is just fine. And then just start mixing it together until you have these like you would scrambled eggs. Just scramble it all together. Now get your 1/4 cup, and you're going to need 1/4 cup of chopped onions. If you don't like onions, leave it out. And then 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, grated. I had grated this up and I had a little extra, so I'm putting it in because Parmesan cheese is so good. And then you need 1/4 cup of those breadcrumbs. If you're trying to do this keto, then you could use flaxseed meal, or you could use almond flour even. Then you're going to need 2 teaspoons of Old Bay seasoning. If you don't have Old Bay, you could use seasoning salt, but we are going to put salt in next, so you wouldn't need the salt if you're putting in seasoning salt. Mix it all together. Now I needed to get my tuna ready. You could do tuna or the canned salmon. So these are 2 cans of the 5 ounces, so 10 ounces of tuna is what that is, and I needed to drain it out and get all the wetness out. I'm adding 1 tablespoon of dried parsley, and here's the salt. So I said if you use seasoning salt instead of Old Bay, don't add the salt. But if you don't, you need the salt. Salt adds flavor to everything. So now just mix this all together and add in your tuna. You can see I've got all the moisture out of that tuna now, and that's what you need, or you're going to have wet salmon patties or tuna patties. So make it into a bowl. Mine was still wet. Did you see how wet my hand was? So I'm adding 2 more tablespoons of those breadcrumbs just so that they stick together better. So do the same. Look at it. If it's really wet, then do the same. Add a little bit more breadcrumbs. And then I'm just making them into balls, and then I'll just push them down and make them into patties once they're frying. So just a little bit of olive oil is what I used. And then you're just going to fry these like 3 to 5 minutes per side until they're just a nice golden brown. I will add the recipe in the description box below, but these are simple to make. It's something different than chicken and beef in your refrigerator as a protein. You could eat these alone, or you could put them on a sandwich. You could put them on top of a salad, however you want it. I used my homemade honey mustard vinaigrette for this. It was delicious. I really hope you guys like these recipes, and will watch some more of my videos. And until next time, I'm out.